the Boss Man Show. Time for our weekly segment with my man, JC Smith. Catch us always at bossmanshow.com. New website, new links, new distributors got it going on at bossmanshow.com. JC, what's good, bruh?
The boss, what's going on, man?
Man, not much, man. Looking forward to MLK Day weekend here, man. But, bro, this is what I don't like, bro, about MLK Day weekend. Seeing MLK on flyers, bro, like for real, or with rings on his fingers. Like, we have blackified MLK, put him on club flyers, man. I can't dig that part of MLK Day weekend. The sales are good, but the flyers and doing them up like that, man, I can't get with that, bro.
Hey, man, you gotta love our people, man. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. You got that right. Now, bruh, we know LeBron James is a front runner, bruh. How do you feel about him being a Cowboy fan, allegedly? Then going to be a Browns fan. The Browns side, when that he's pulling a Snoop Dogg in, he in the Rams locker room now, carrying a man purse.
Hey,
what is your thoughts as a Cowboy fan and how LeBron just put a Snoop Dogg and went front running on you now?
You know, I always questioned LeBron's fandom anyway when it came to the Cowboys. I never thought that was true blue. You know what I'm saying? Like I always do. Of course, you know, any team that is winning, he gonna pretty much, you know, ride their tip. So I wasn't surprised at all to hear about him in the Rams locker room. You know what I'm saying? He's in LA, he's the LA guy now. So it only seemed, you know, fitting for him to be able to go over there. You know, he's gonna play both sides anyway. The Cowboys won. He's gonna be in the Cowboys locker room. They lost, the Rams won. And vice versa, man. So I wasn't tripping. I wasn't surprised at all about it.
Yeah, I know that probably upset you, but bro, before we get to the new games, how was after party at Mudge? I'm not going to but clicks after that game because I know it had to put a dash on a lot of your customers because I know a lot of people in Memphis are either Cowboys or still Pittsburgh fans.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it sucked, but we had a good time anyway. The Cowboy fans that were there. You know, one thing we always going to do, no matter the outcome of the actual game, we going to always win the party. Like, we are undefeated. We are 16-0 when it comes to out partying the other fan clubs, man. That's what I guess when you have the Super Bowl over 24 years, you got to win something, man. So we're going to always win the party, man. So we had a good time Saturday night.
Yeah, I do remember the first Cowboy party I went to, 2012, when the Cowboys played the Falcons, and it was bad.
Yeah.
But that party was
ridiculous
out there in the Marshland yard
at
the Georgia Dome.
I'm telling you, like, Cowboy fans party like no other.
So, yes, I can definitely recall those days. Now, we got tomorrow, bro, NFC Championship game. It's kicking off Rams and Saints. The Rams ran the ball very well with Anderson, who looks very big, he like a small Mike Tolbert out there.
Yeah.
Todd Gurley ran the ball on the Cowboy defense, who was known to stop the run. They stopped Seattle the week prior. Like they brought up Chris Carson and Mike Davis, J.D. McKissick, and those boys in Seattle. But the Rams ran right over them. Both got over 100 yards rushing. And the Saints barely beating the Eagles on a Alshon Jeffrey drop as they were trying for a 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter there because the Saints may could have won the game with Drew Brees being who he is, but the Eagles went up in that game if Jeffrey made that catch and they kept their drive going where they managed it just right because you don't want to ever really give Brees the ball with time on the clock. But so this match is going to be real interesting. They played earlier this year. The Rams was about to keep to lead. They got gashed in the running game and the passing game, but the Rams made it close. You know, McVay made some questionable calls, going fake field goals, missing field goals, and going for it, not making it. So it was definitely a good game, bro. So look at this matchup with the Rams and the Saints. How do you see this shaking out in the Superdome on Sunday?
Man, you know what? I mean, so far, you know, these playoffs, you know, other than the wild card round, these playoffs are pretty much gone chalk. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, the 1 seed, 2 seed, you know, matching up in these championship games, it's pretty much gone as expected there. And that lets you know that home field means something. You know, home field advantage means something. So, you know, even the Saints, you know, came out kind of rusty. I think, you know, the whole rest versus rust debate I think that you saw rest help the Rams and Russ, hurt the Saints early on in that first half and part of that third quarter. But the Saints they've got that game over now between the Eagles, and they came out rusty. They were able to kind of, you know, they were the better team. They kind of willed themselves to a victory. And I still think if Alshon Jeffrey catches that pass and the Eagles score or whatever on that drive, the Saints would probably still came down the field, kick the field goal to win that game, man. But like I said, the two best teams in the NFC now squaring off this Sunday, and I expect home field to play a big part in this one also. I think the Saints are going to win it. It's going to be a close game early on, but I think the Saints they'll find a way to kind of make this like maybe a 10-point game, 10, 14-point game to finish it off, man, with some big plays from Michael Thomas and company there. The Rams will hang in there. Gurley will be effective. Those weapons they have, they'll all be effective. But the Saints are the better team. And, they beat them in the regular season. I think they'll find a way to do it again in the conference championship game on Sunday.
Yes, indeed. As JT's pick, he had the Saints going to come into Atlanta to see us in a couple of weeks' time after this week's games. And also, we got the AFC Championship game. It's going to be very cold out there in Kansas City, bro. It's going to be very cold. The Patriots coming to town for the Chiefs. The Patriots dominated the Chargers. I thought they was going to handle the Patriots, but the Chargers played zone the entire time. I get you want to play zone against Tom Brady, but you have to blitz him to put pressure on him. You just can't sit back and play zone the whole time. That coming through his zone, he gonna eat alive. Gus Bradley did not make any adjustments in that regards. Patriots ran all over them boys and blew them out early. It was over early. The Chiefs took a game coach team in the snow there, wore them out. Vinatieri missed the field goal, missed an extra point. Could have been a little bit different if depending on how the coach played late in that game. So, bro, with it being so cold, I don't see it being a shootout like it would be if it was a little bit warmer. So, I want the Chiefs to win, but I feel like the Chiefs not equipped to play that cold weather, brawling kind of football that you need to win in 15-degree weather on Sunday night in Kansas City. And I feel like this is where having home field is going to kind of be a disadvantage right now because the Patriots are more equipped for brittle cold than the Chiefs are, who love that air it out with Tyreek Hill and those boys, and with a faulty track, it cuts them down a little bit there at Arrowhead.
Eight straight AFC Championship game appearances. When you're talking about the New England Patriots, like, this is that time of the year, man, where, you think, during the regular season, we were talking about the Patriots are dead, Tom Brady is through. But it's something about the postseason and the Patriots, they just always find a way. They don't have as much talent as they had in years past on paper, but they always find a way. Like, their running game now, with Sonny Michel and James White catching passes out of the backfield, that's a deadly combination, what they got going on right now up there in Foxborough. So I think them going into Kansas City this weekend, like you said, the weather, looking at like 10 degrees, game time temperature, like, that's perfect. It's right up their alley. Tom Brady, is one of the greatest cold weather quarterbacks of all time, when you look at the numbers and everything. So I think the experience versus the youth of Patrick Mahomes, first time in this situation. He'll be back in the situation plenty of times, with that Chiefs team in the future. But I think the weather, like I said, is going to play a factor, man. It's going to kind of neutralize what Mahomes can do out there as far as throwing that ball vertically out there, man. I think it's going to be a ground and pound game, and it's going to be the wily veterans, the Patriots, once again, finding a way, man, finding a way out of no way and making another Super Bowl appearance.
So, yeah, from JC, Saints Patriots will be here in Atlanta. I hope it's the other way around, be Chiefs and Rams personally. I don't want Saints in my building or the Patriots in my building after having to look at the Super Bowl the way I did. So I'm good on that. Now, let's turn to basketball, bro. The Mavs looking to trade Dan Smith Jr. already because he does not fit with Luka Doncic. Tim and Rick Carlisle are butting heads already. And What are your thoughts on how, in just a year or two, Dennis Smith Jr. has already, due to Luka Doncic, has already played himself out of Dallas with Luka's development and out of Rick Carlisle and Mark Cuban's plans going forward?
It's crazy when you think about it. You know, Dennis Smith Jr. being the darling just last year, what I'm saying, getting a lot of rookie of the year hype and buzz there as a candidate last year, and just that quickly, the tables have turned, man, with Luka coming in. I mean, I think everybody knew he was going to be a okay player. I don't think nobody saw him having this type of success so early in his career. And it's a situation where, the Mavericks they stand to really benefit, by trade Dennis Smith. If I'm the front office in the Mavericks, I'm definitely, trying to find the best offer for him because, it only makes sense at this point to go forward with Luka because he can do more than, what Dennis Smith Jr. can. So Dennis Smith Jr. has to realize, man, you gotta be professional, man. You gotta be professional. As part of the business, there's a guy that, quite frankly, is a better player than you are. Of course, Dennis Smith Jr. is more athletic and, fast and all that, but just the effect that Luka has on the game right now, it's kind of phasing out what Dennis Smith Jr. can do for them. So if I'm Dennis Smith Jr., I'm like, hey, okay, if you guys want to move me, just, move me to the best possible situation where, where he could be successful. And I think that's the best thing for both parties going forward because Luka is definitely the future of the Mavericks. And Dennis Smith Jr., it's just par for the course, man. You got to take your lumps. He will be a good player, but I don't see him being on that Mavericks roster, much further than past the season.
Yeah, it's sad to see how things can turn so fast in sports. And it's that fast. You're the darling, and you're the devil. Just that fast because of bringing in a more talented guy than yourself, and you don't want to accept the role. And I get it. We all got egos. We all got the beliefs about our abilities, and we don't want to. I can step back. We don't have to per se. So I get the young man's thoughts and his plight, but sometimes you got to kind of bite the bullet here. But his agent's trying to get him out of Dallas. We hear Orlando's an option. The Utah Jazz is an option. Charlotte, teams interested in doing it. Mavs want a first round pick for him, or because he's on that cheap contract, so you gotta be like a first round pick or some supplemental parts, to make them work out salary cap wise. So we'll see what Dennis Smith Jr. going on, and bro, James Harden going off like crazy without Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, he's scoring the ball like a machine with Paul out, Gordon out, Capella out. The West is very stacked right now with just James Harden and the band going. Can him alone keep them guys afloat to make them want an 8th season in the playoffs? Or you think they may need CP3 to get healthy, Tucker and those boys and Gordon just so they can maybe get an 8th seed to play Golden State and get swept or beat first round in like 4 or 5 games there? How you feeling about the Rockets' chances of just being Harden and a bunch of nobodies?
Man, here's my thing, bro. Like, of course, James Harden's putting up ridiculous numbers. You know what I'm saying? He broke Kobe's streak, 30 point score plus, over 17, 18 games in a row there and counting, broke Kobe's streak and everything. But my thing is, what he's doing is hollow. It's hollow to me because when Kobe was putting up those numbers, the Lakers, were a team contending for a title. Jordan put up those numbers. The Bulls were a team that's contending for a title. Do you honestly feel like the Rockets at this point are contending for a title, or are they contending to make the playoffs?
No.
Just
make the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing, man. And he's got to wear down at some point. He's human. James Harden is phenomenal. He's MVP to me at this point. He is. But will it be the same old when it comes to playoffs? And somehow, some way, the Rockets are just not able to get over the hump. They had their best opportunity they may ever have last year when they had the chance, and quite frankly, should have knocked off Golden State if CP3 doesn't get hurt, with the hamstring and everything in the playoffs last year. But to me, even with a healthy CP3, a healthy Gordon, a healthy Capella, they still have no chance of beating Golden State. I think Harden's going to be flat dead tired from having to carry the load, carry this burden, all these points he's putting up, towards come playoff time. I think that he's going to disappear come playoff time, and it's going to be because he's worn out.
Yeah, he's gassed, and D'Antoni's teams were down because D'Antoni didn't play to actually play 8 men. So They wear down. He only plays 8 guys pretty much.
Exactly.
Sometimes 7. D'Antoni wears his own guys out by not going deeper in his bench.
D'Antoni is like the offensive version of what's my guy who just got fired from Minnesota? The coach.
Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, he's like the offensive version of Tom Thibodeau, to the point where he has a short rotation, but because he plays with guys so hard and for so long, they're gonna wear out, man. That's what's gonna happen to the Rockets come playoff time. Matter of fact, let's say the Rockets get like a 7 seed or 6 seed and avoid Golden State. I'm not so sure the Rockets get to see Golden State. I think they probably get knocked off before that.
Yeah, because you got to play the Denver, OKC in 2 or 3.
Exactly. And right now, I think, of course, Denver and OKC have a better team on paper. So I'm not so sure if the Rockets get to that point. Maybe they find a way to kind of tank towards the end to where they can stay in the 8 seed. But if you're a 7 seed or 6 seed and you got to go against Denver, go against Oklahoma City if you're the Rockets, I'm not sure if I like my chances in this series.
Yeah, it might not look good for the Rockets going forward. They're going to need to make a move or two to give them some help. And even that ain't going to help. So it's kind of like they're screwed either way they go, they're screwed.
Exactly, bro.
No doubt. Well, folks, this is JC and me and the boss man. Before we go, JC, tell the people what you got going on tonight at Clicks as you prepare for championship weekend. NFC AFC games at Clicks. I get the fans ready for a great Sunday coming up here tomorrow.
Hey, man, MLK weekend is going down. I have a dream, boss. I have a dream that all my people in the city of Memphis will be coming to Clicks tonight. It's going down, free admission till 5, free admission till 10, because you'll probably be there till about 5 in the morning. We're going to be there till about 5 in the morning.
Yes.
MLK weekend, man. So y'all come on out, free admission to 10 p.m. We're going to be rocking all night long. Great drink specials, great food. Like I said, free till 10, $5 admission after 10 o'clock. It's going down, man. We're going to have contracts. We got Trust Us Records contracts on deck, ready for you to sign, man, because we're looking for artists on this MLK weekend, man. We're going to take somebody to the top. Trust Us Records, baby. You can't trust me. You can't trust none of us.
And you better believe in that, folks. That's JC on the Bossman Show. Catch us every week at BossmanShow.com, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart, everywhere you listen to your on-demand free radio or podcast. Check out the Bossman Show. And thank you to our FM affiliates as well who carry the show each Saturday and Sundays on the Bossman Radio Network. Folks, JC and the Bossman, we are out.
Digits on the beat. For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our Teen Driver Safety Program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay.
Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.
Righteous on the beat.
Alright, folks, back in the Joe the Boss Man show. I'll be joined by the head coach of the Austin P Governors. They're 5-0 in OVC play. Their coach, Matt Figger. Coach, how's it things going up there in East Illinois today, man?
Yeah, we just had a little practice, getting ready to play Eastern Illinois tomorrow, and you know we keep figuring out a way to win games on the road. So road wins aren't easy to come by, and we've won our last 3. So I'm pretty pleased to be able to start out league play 5-0.
Exactly, Coach. I was going to talk to you about that first. Like, what has been the key factors for you? I know you guys had some injuries when I saw you in December. You was down to 8 guys there. You know, had a lot of adversity this preseason, non-conference schedule-wise with injuries and whatnot. So, what's been the key factors for you and your staff and your team to get this 5-0 start, get through non-conference with a record that was positive at 8-5 there? So, what's all been working good for you guys despite the adversity you faced this year?
Well, it's been one of those things that through injuries and adversity, a lot of times they always talk about adversity builds character. Well, it kind of defines your character. And throughout different parts of the season, we've been down 7, 8 guys. And those kids that I had, they learned how to grow, and they had to grow fast. And then, the healthier we started to get, the more bodies we had, and things like that. And, we've actually been fortunate. We've won 11 out of our last 12 games. So just a mixture of health and facing some of the challenges of being on the road and going through some of this adversity early on. We lost a couple games in overtime on the road, and we lost a game that we were down with 7 scholarship players that we come back and played the team that we lost to, and, beat them by 15 points. So, it made our kids mature faster than probably what they would have if we'd have been going through a whole season with a full roster. So it's been very beneficial.
Yeah, and Coach, like you said, it made your team deeper. It hardened your kids. It gave your kids belief and confidence that even if you guys are down by 10, second half, you can still come back. You can persevere and dig deep. And now your guys have no excuse to when you push them in practice and push them in games. They can dig deep. They've shown they can do it, and you expect it from them going forward. Yeah, no,
it's one of these deals that every situation we've been in, especially when the moment gets hard. I just tell them, you guys have been here before. It's not new. It's not something that there's panic or anything like that. It's just, we figure out what we got to do, and it's really helped us in conference because our conference schedule is a little crazy, and we're finishing up the 4th game of a 4-game road swing. You know how the NBA does. They go on the road for 3, 4, 5 games, and they're not always easy, so you travel and things like that. But our kids have been put in these situations so many times that it's not a new thing for them, so there's no panic.
Exactly. And then, Coach, like I was telling my producer here earlier, you guys' record could be so much better, but you lost some close games. So you've been in every game that you lost, and it's only one game where you really got blown out real good. That happens. Some days it's not your day. It happens, but pretty much in the 4 losses you had, you were close in those games. Things could have went either way. So a couple overtime losses, y'all could be setting a different record, but still. You're still where you are because what happens in you guys' conference, winning that tournament in Evansville determines whether you go to that big dance, or if you win the conference regular season, you go to the NIT.
Yeah, no, JR, if it wasn't for some of these things that happened earlier, I don't know what we get to this time of the year. And then the adversity sets in. I don't know how my team handles it, So now I know exactly what my team is and what they're capable of and what they're about, and, how they act in hard moments. And so even though, I'd like to get at South Florida back, we're up 3 with under a minute to play. I'd like to get Ohio back. We're up 3 with under 147 to play. I mean, those games, they could easily have been flipped on the left column, and it could have been wins. And we had one of the other games, we had a shot to tie the game, and we didn't make it. And so those were 3 of our 5 losses, and we led for the majority of the game at Arkansas up until the last stretch of the fourth of the second half. And you'd like to get those back, but they've also help define you to get you when you get into league play, because it's the most important thing when you get into conference play outside of playing in the Power 5. And when you're in the Power 5, you're trying to get to 500. And I know that's so mediocre sounding, but when you're in the SEC and the ACC, Big 12, whatever, you're trying to get to 500 or a game above 500. And the Ohio Valley or the Sun Belt or the SoCon or whatever, you're trying to win your regular season because you get an automatic tournament berth into the NIT at least. And then you have 3 days that you have to be special. And if you can get through those 3 days of being special, then you get a chance to go play in the big dance. And, to this day, I've been doing this for 25 years, and maybe the most special thing that ever happened to me was in 2006 or 2005. 2006 is when we won 3 games in the Sun Belt Conference tournament to go and play in the NCAA tournament. So it's a special thing if you can get, number one, get through the grind of your league, get to that tournament, and figure out a way to be 1 point better than your opponent for 3 straight days.
I hear that, Coach. And, Coach, I was telling my guys here, I fear with you guys being so good at non-conference, starting off so well, guys are not going to want to play you next year when it comes to non-conference scheduling time. They're going to be like, Austin and Pete, nah, we're good on that. They're a little too good for us. We don't want to play those guys.
Well, scheduling's not easy. That's for sure. And it's one of those things. It's hard to find games in Clarksville. So tell any of your guys down in Atlanta, if they want to come from Clarksville to play, we're more than happy to play anybody. That's kind of how it goes. But it really builds your team now. And having to go play in other people's buildings, other environments, and being away from your own bed, it toughens the soul. That's for sure.
I hear that, Coach. Now, Coach, for my listeners out here, because I got listeners, Coach, from California, down here to Florida and Georgia, who may not know about your team the way I do. So who have been some key guys on your roster that's really stood out for you, and some guys who you can depend on every night that you know going to bring it for you every night out there when you guys play the OVC going forward here?
Well, I've got a sophomore. I've got probably one of the best mid-major players in the country, not only in the Ohio Valley Conference, but in the country. A 6'5" kid named Terry Taylor, who is averaging, 18 points, 9.5 rebounds a game. And, he just came off of another big game for us last night with 33 and 12. So, he's kind of our go-to guy when things are hard. But, we've got some kids that we've got an Albany, Georgia native kid that started his career at Tennessee, Jabari McGee, who's 6'7", who's real active. He's been playing really well for us. Chris Porter Bunton has been he's our tough guy, our leader on the floor. And then the guy who's carried us through some hard times is a kid named Zach Glotta, who made shots and stuff for us early on during the season. But, we play like 8 or 9 guys, and I've got, guys who average from 17 points a game to about 9. I got 7 or 8 guys that average between 17 and 9. So any night, different night, we've got an option for someone to step up and score.
And I hear that. That's what you want, Coach. Having in college basketball, having 8 or 9 guys you can depend on when it gets deep in February and March is really a key thing to have, because some guys, teams only playing 7 guys, they're going to depend on 6.5 maybe, or 5 even, and you have an option. You can go deeper in that. And when it gets to that tough time of year, having those options can win in a winning game in your elimination scenario, that can put you over the top right there.
Yeah, I'm a little different than some other coaches. I don't necessarily start the best players. I like to kind of have a 8. I kind of call it my 8 starters, man. I put 5 to start the game, and then I've got 3 that come in during the between 16 minutes and around that area. When teams start getting a little tired, these guys are fresh, and they're able to, if we've got a lead, to take it from 5 to 12 or whatever, or if we're behind, they're able to come in and get the lead. So. Everybody's real comfortable in our team right now knowing the roles.
And that's very key, Coach. Because when you get guys to buy into their roles, Coach, you can only imagine what great things you can do as a team when guys know their roles and buy into it and trust in the system, and they'll play together as one there.
Well, you know that. You're around the Hawks all the time. You know the hardest thing for any person, and obviously in the NBA, everybody was, the man or one of them and going to the NBA, you understand that there's only 2 or 3 players. Mostly the good teams have the big 3, and everybody else stands in corners. And that's the hardest thing for guys to learn is what is my role, and accepting what my role is. Not everybody can be Batman, and that's the biggest thing. I learned this from Doc Rivers. I've heard him speak several times, and one of the things he always says is that, man, if you're a young kid, do the things that nobody pays attention to and get yourself on the floor, and then be a star at your role. Whatever your role is, whether that's rebounding, passing, defending, just be a star at your role, man. And that's kind of what I try to emphasize to our kids. And when we win, everybody gets the accolades. There's no good players on bad teams, and people can score points and rebounds, but there's other areas of the game to help you win. And I try to emphasize that more than anything.
Doing a great job of it, Coach. And then, Coach, you up there, Eastern Illinois. Jay's done a great job with his team so far in conference play at 3-2. They still look like they're better than last year's team was. So what do you guys see on film from Eastern Illinois and Jay Spooner and his guys there? And what can we expect when we watch this game on digital network, ESPN3 tomorrow, when you guys play against the Eastern Illinois up there in Charleston?
Well, Jay's good at the he's upgraded. He's really good on the perimeter. He's got a sophomore guard named Max Smith and a sophomore guard named Josiah Wallace that are, both averaging around 15, 16 points a game. And he's got another point guard that Sean Smith that's averaging double figures. So we've got our hands full with them on the perimeter. They're skilled. They pass it, shoot the 3 really well. He brought in a junior college kid from Vincennes, a 6'9" kid that, can put it on the deck, shoot, stretch it out. So we've got to defend the 3-point line, and he runs a lot of motion offense. So we've got to be able to get to the ball and get the help and make sure they're not slipping on us and rejecting screens. So we got our hands full, man.
Yeah, I hear that, Coach. And, Coach, just overall, I feel like the quality of basketball in your league has really improved. I think with you guys, Murray, Jacksonville State, Belmont, of course, Jay doing his job, good job there. All the teams below you, all you 5-0 teams, still are good teams. They can still make hay in this conference play here. So what do you think about the OVC and the quality of players, the quality of teams, the quality of coaching that you guys are showing night after night here, on Thursday and Saturday nights here, that you guys got some quality things going on in that league there?
Well, obviously, the kid that's on everybody's radar at the NBA level is the kid Demetrius Ja Morant. He's right now projected to go in the top 4 picks in the draft, and Matt McMahon's done a really good job of assembling talent. And Belmont's always got players. Rick Bird's a Hall of Fame coach, and he does a great job of developing players. And they've set the standard, and just kind of like Gonzaga's done out on the West Coast Conference, of setting the standards and raising the bar. And they went through a period of time where every team they played in the league they were beaten by 20, 25, 30 points. Well, that's not happening now because you got teams like San Francisco, you got teams like Loyola Marymount, you got other teams like St. Mary's and BYU and stuff. So our league is very similar to that. Ray Harper does an unbelievable job and has won at Jacksonville State wherever he's been. He's won at Jacksonville State. He's won at Western Kentucky. He's won national championships at Kentucky Wesleyan. And so when I came into this league last year, I knew that we had to, not accept just being mediocre. That those were the teams we had to challenge. And this is the great thing about being at this level, because we live in America. There are so many kids that go under the radar, kids in the Atlanta area, kids in Texas, kids wherever, that may not be SEC ability to start, but by the time they're juniors and seniors, they're SEC players. So what happens is this league is always filled with older kids. The teams that have the good teams have juniors and seniors, and they've got grown men. And so when grown men go out at 21, 22, 23 years old, and they play against 18, 19, that experience plays a part. And so that's why teams like Belmont and Murray State are able to go and play the UCLA's of the world or whatever and go and win. And so that's what we're trying to put our team into that mix.
Then, Coach, I want you to tell a story about my man, Melvin Hunt. You call him Money Hunt. So tell us a quick story about Coach Hunt. He'll listen to the show. He wants to hear you talk about him.
Well, I've known Melvin for a long time. Back in the days, he's run around. Melvin was a great recruiter at Houston, and he's been around, and Melvin always knew where all the kids were at, man, and he was he always knew how to get a kid to come to his school, man, and Melvin likes to tell stories and Melvin likes to talk, but Melvin is money when it comes to recruiting.
I tell you what, Coach, I love talking to him on the buses and planes, man. He keeps me entertained all the time with his stories and how he just love to talk, man. I told him he needs his own show too. So, Coach, you need your own radio show as well. When you got a coach, he's like, yeah, you're right. So, yes, indeed. Now, Coach, I'm a guest this week. Who you got Super Bowl in Atlanta here in a couple of weeks? Who do you got, Coach? Rams, Saints, Patriots, Chiefs. Who you got real quick, Coach?
From a rooting interest, I would like to see a rematch of Rams Chiefs. I thought that was the most entertaining football game of this season, the regular season game. But New Orleans escaped against Philadelphia, and it sucked. My man Alshon Jeffrey dropped that ball. I know he put that on his back, but it's hard to bet against Tom Brady, man. It's hard to bet against Drew Brees. I think at the end of the day, you're going to have everybody from New Orleans up there migrating to Atlanta, and it's going to be the Saints.
We don't want that, Coach.
You're going to have Who Dat versus the Evil Empire, I think, man.
Yeah, both teams we both hate here the most in Atlanta I will be coming, unfortunately. I want to be like you, Coach, Chiefs and Rams, but I feel like it's going to be Saints and Patriots, and I'm going to deal with it all week next week. But, Coach, I will see you next Thursday because I'm going to the Pro Bowl, but I'm coming to see you guys play Tennessee State first on Thursday. So Perfect. I'll be up there on Thursday to see you play for the first time up there.
Well, we'll get up here to Clarksville, man, and we got you a great seat.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach, thank you for your time today. Great best luck against Eastern tomorrow, Coach, and we'll talk to you down the road, Coach. Best luck to you. Thank you for your friendship as well, Coach.
Thank you, pal. You have a good night.
All right, folks, it's Matt Figure on the Bossman Show.
Digits on the beat.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our Teen Driver Safety Program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting. focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Dice is on the beat.
All right, folks, back on the Boss Man Show. Time for Bad Takes with Jay Monique and the Boss Man. We appreciate all the love you show us on BossmanShow.com and partners. We love what you are doing on the Bad Take segment. Jay, what's up with you?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Another week and another day, another dollar of where bad takes beget even worse takes. I think the takes I've heard this week are worse than last week's takes. I'm going to let you go and start with this horrible take about the Bird Box Challenge going south in Utah.
All right, yeah, it did go south. A blindfolded Utah teen crashed a car doing the Bird Box Challenge. And I'm not quite sure if everybody knows what the Bird Box Challenge is, but that's pretty much being blindfolded.
So, hold on.
Now, being blindfolded while driving a car, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I was going to stop you. So you mean to tell me a jabroni was blindfolded and got behind the wheel of a car?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a challenge.
Yep.
See, first of all, I think all challenges are bad takes. That's just my personal opinion. Most challenges go bad fast, and they seem cool at first, then they go bad. But to blindfold yourself behind a moving weapon, which a car is a moving weapon, with no control, so you're going to end up in poles, you're going to end up in a casket, you're going to end up on social media with a picture of your face all scratched up in a box, lowering you into the ground. And if you somehow survive and not go that route, you're going to be in an orange jumpsuit with my man from last week who stole the cop bikes outside of the cop station. So, before you even delve into the story, Jay, we've already got to the point of bad takes begetting even worse takes. Already, with the statement one.
Yep,
so,
yep.
So I'll let you finish the story, but I had to stop you because my mouth was blown by that just first statement you made.
Oh, yeah, I feel you. Well, there were no injuries from the accident, surprisingly. One truck had its passenger side bumper bent inward while the entire driver's side of a Honda HR-V was smashed. That's pretty much all that happened with this story. So the Bird Box Challenge has went viral on social media, and it's inspired by the Netflix movie Bird Box starring Sandra Bullock. And in the movie, characters have to move about the outside world wearing blindfolds to avoid looking at an unseen monster that forces people to kill themselves. In the viral challenge, participants attempt to do ordinary things while blindfolded, which again is dangerous for obvious reasons.
Exactly.
Now they said ordinary things. It doesn't mean get in the car blindfolded. Like, that's dangerous.
So does that mean, like, take a bath blindfolded, put some microwave blindfolded, try to cook soup blindfolded, try to do your work blindfolded, maybe throw bags blindfolded, be a fake reality TV star.
Throw bags blindfolded.
Be a fake reality star for 4 seconds blindfolded. Have a grandified wig on your head as a grown man blindfolded. So, or be a grown man who's near 40 talking about world tours still they ain't going nowhere past Illinois. I'm just saying that is the Bird Box Challenge of ignorance. Those are ordinary things. Hey, Jay, what did y'all let us say? These are ordinary people. They don't know which way to go, so they need to retire and take it slow.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, ordinary things. That's like what you said. Just doing stuff, regular random stuff around the house or whatever, like things that don't involve injuring yourself or other people.
Yeah. First of all, we need to stop taking shows so seriously. Look, it's fiction. It's not real life. That's why it reminds me of those. Remember those Pokemon Go players who've been in the street playing Pokemon Go? That's a little phase.
Yep, I sure do remember that.
Like for 2 months, people's in the middle of streets, middle of parking lots, just playing Pokemon Go, trying to find imaginary Pokemon. Pikachu,
yep.
I see you. Like for real.
I never actually played it, but I heard of a bunch of people going around playing it.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It means you're a loser. That's what it means to me.
Oh my God.
You are a loser. So if you're a grown man or if you're a child of the age of 12, you play Pokemon Go, you're a loser. Okay? You need to grow up and grow up and go to hell. If you play Pokemon Go. But yeah, the Bird Box Challenge is not a good idea from what I'm hearing. And also Netflix is going up about $2, Jay, from $11 $13 for Netflix. Now I don't have Netflix, but $2 make a difference on people who are shut down from the government and they're furloughed right now. They can't afford their Netflix anymore. So Netflix is going up about $2, people. Just be aware. They want to make money
sucks, man.
Off your candy asses. I'm just saying. Now, what else you got for us today, Jay, on this bad take edition here, where takes have gotten worse already?
There's a man who tried to sneak a snake onto a plane in his pants.
He didn't bite his Johnson off?
No, I do not think so. What's going on here is that custom officers at a German airport said an attempted snake smuggler had hid a snake inside his pants. And this is a 43-year-old grown man who did this, and he attempted to catch a flight to Israel from Berlin, and it caught the attention of airport security workers when they noticed an unusual protrusion in his pants. So they noticed his pants kind of like protruding outwards, and that's when,
And it wasn't because he was sorry, was it? He didn't see a rack or a backside and get him aroused, obviously.
So when they checked on him, they discovered a small cloth bag hidden inside the man's pants, and it contained a 16-inch long boa constrictor.
Wow, he could have been dead from that.
Is he insane?
Well, you gonna put them things in your pants? Who love to squeeze and kill? Are you kidding me?
They sure do. They squeeze their prey. They sure do.
And you thought you could get through customs with that? You don't get arrested? Once again, now, I don't condone crime or stupidity. But if you must be as stupid, you have to realize I'm not gonna get through with this. I can't. Who's gonna let me through? Who's gonna believe that I have that big of a Johnson or that big of a stiffy to get through customs? Like, sir, that you're not excited. There's something else going on.
Exactly.
Like what? I can't believe these people and how they really think this is going to go with these schemes. Like, at least think your take out. But I guess we wouldn't have a segment, Jay, if people actually thought their takes out.
Exactly. We wouldn't be talking about them right now.
Like, you put a snake in your pants. Now, I know us men have joked about us having a pipe in our pants and all that kind of stuff. Just talking junk to the females and each other. Just to have that ego win. But come on, for real. You should put a snake in your pants. And he thought we were going to do custom with that. My.
Yeah, he thought this was a good idea. And my thing is like, first of all, I'm scared of snakes. I don't care if it's poisonous or not. I don't care if it's a boa or just your regular garden snake. I hate snakes, period. So if it would have said he had a garden snake in his pants, I still would have been shocked. Like, man, you had a snake in your pants?
You can put a garden snake in a backpack or something and maybe smuggle it that way. But going through your pants, though, see, you can probably say, I didn't know it was in my bag. I didn't know he was in the bag. I didn't know about that. You can play dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's in your pants, it's on you. It's kind of like having contraband on you. It's on you. If it's in a bag or something, like, wow, well, somebody had my bag, or you can kind of play it off a little bit. You have room to lie, pretty much what I'm saying.
Right.
But if you got it on you in your pants, well, you ain't got much room to lie. Because you really don't. You. It's on you. He could squeeze your life out of you, sir. And once again, another thing. You can't trust a snake.
No, you can't. That's why they're called snakes.
It's like, so, you have an animal, or whatever it is, you can't trust. They're animals, right? Ain't they? They're animals?
They're reptiles.
Reptiles, okay. A non-human, a non-us thing, obviously. See, that's actually a good take now. Who would have thought that would become a good take finally?
Finally. All this time later.
It's actually a decent take for this. They're not human. They're not non-us things. Why would you want that on you like that? I'm not going,
exactly.
I don't want gerbils, hamsters, mice, ferrets, parrots, other kind of birds, animals, whatever the hell they are. Why do you want to carry them on the plane with you? Why do you even want them? What purpose do they serve? Look, I don't mean like some animal hater, but I didn't answer the question, Jay. What purpose do animals serve for humans besides
Well, most animals, I'm not quite sure, but there are certain animals where they do serve a purpose, like to some people, especially dogs. Some people who are blind that have the guide dogs, they help guide them around. Or people who are just emotional.
Yes, I agree with guide dogs and service dogs. Yes, they are sort of purpose. But random ferrets and hamsters, gerbils, mice, snakes, they don't do anything that
I think snakes is the worst one.
And I know a guy in Miami who's a snake dude. He has like 8 snakes. I won't go to his house. If they crawl around his house like they're just running the place. That's
wow.
Yeah. I'm like, sir, I'm good. I'm not coming to your house. Screw you.
Nope, I wouldn't either.
I don't want to shake your hand. Don't talk to me. These guys in the media business that I know. And I'm like, nah.
Okay.
We're not doing that, sir. I'm not hanging around you. Don't want your snake hands or snake slime on me. I don't want that juju on me, sir. So, yeah, snakes in the pants. We'll snake Fitz Johnson off. How about that? He would have deserved it. He's a snake guy. So, folks, that's the segment of Bad Takes. We got more Bossman Show. Boss Report coming up for you. After the break, Jay and the Bossman, we here. Check us out always. BossmanShow.com. We out.